Before you pack your bags for Colombia, watch this. These hidden pros and cons might completely change your mind. Colombia is quickly becoming a top choice for American expats, thanks to its low cost of living, vibrant culture, and stunning cities like Medellín, Bogotá, and Cartagena. In this guide, you'll get a real, unfiltered look at what life there is actually like. We're breaking down everything you need to know: cost of living, safety, healthcare, infrastructure, and visa options, using insights from trusted sources like Travel Plus Leisure, Lonely Planet, and the Sunday Times Travel. Watch until the end for the biggest advantage of living in Colombia, which is something most Americans don't truly understand until they experience it firsthand. Picture this: you arrive in Colombia and your budget suddenly feels twice as powerful. In cities like Medellín or Bogotá, rent can range from $400 to $1,000 depending on the area, compared to $1,800 or more in many U.S. cities. A full local meal might cost just $3 to $8, while in the U.S. you could easily spend $15 to $25 for something similar. Transportation is just as budget-friendly, with cheap public transit and rides that cost a fraction of typical American prices. Compared to many U.S. cities, Colombia offers a significantly lower cost of living. For many expats, that means less financial stress and more room to actually enjoy life. It changes how you think about money. Stick around. The next advantage is something many expats say is even more important, and a better reason that makes the transfer to Colombia well worth it. What if you could live somewhere that feels like your favorite season every single day? In Colombia, that idea is a reality, especially in Medellín, famously known as the eternal spring. Here, temperatures typically stay between 65 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit year-round, with gentle breezes and just enough sunshine to make every day feel comfortable. Unlike many parts of the U.S., where you deal with freezing winters, scorching summers, or unpredictable weather swings, some Colombian cities offer a steady, enjoyable climate without extremes. Imagine trading snowstorms or heat waves for mornings that feel like a perfect April day and afternoons that are just as pleasant. There's no need for heavy winter coats or blasting air conditioning all summer, which also helps lower your overall living expenses. For many expats, this consistent climate isn't just nice. It transforms their daily lifestyle and mood in ways they didn't expect. Keep watching, because the next advantage might be the one that truly changes how you experience everyday life and make you realize relocating to the country is well worth the effort. What if everyday life felt less rushed and a lot more alive? In Colombia, daily living isn't just about work and routine. It's about connection, flavor, and energy. Walk through neighborhoods in Medellín or Cartagena, and you'll find cozy cafes filled with conversation, streets alive with music, and people who genuinely make time to socialize. Dance isn't reserved for weekends. It's part of everyday culture, whether it's salsa in a local bar or live music echoing through the city at night. Compared to many parts of the U.S., where life can feel fast-paced and isolating, Colombia offers a more relaxed, community-driven lifestyle. People linger longer over meals, prioritize friendships, and embrace a slower rhythm that feels refreshing to many expats. Colombia offers a lively and social environment that many expats quickly fall in love with and often don't want to leave behind. Make sure to watch all the way through. You won't believe the other side to living here that you'll definitely want to consider when deciding whether transferring to the country is worth it or not. Everything can feel perfect until you let your guard down in the wrong place. In Colombia, safety is one of the most talked about concerns among expats. While many neighborhoods in cities like Medellín and Bogotá are modern, secure, and expat-friendly, petty crime like pickpocketing and phone snatching does exist. It's not constant danger, but it does require awareness. Knowing which areas are safe, avoiding certain streets at night, and staying alert in crowded places can make a big difference in your experience. Compared to many US cities, the safety rules may feel less familiar, and that adjustment can catch some Americans off guard. While many areas are safe, understanding your surroundings is essential if you want to enjoy life here without unnecessary risk. And this is where many Americans either adapt successfully or struggle. In the end, which matters more to you? Maintaining your lifestyle or prioritizing your safety? Everything feels easy until you realize you can't understand what anyone is saying around you. In Colombia, the language barrier can quickly become one of the biggest challenges for American expats. While you might get by with English in certain neighborhoods of Medellín or Bogotá, Spanish is essential once you step outside those expat-friendly areas. Simple tasks like ordering food, asking for directions, or handling paperwork can suddenly feel overwhelming if you don't speak the language. Unlike some countries where English is widely spoken, Colombia requires more effort to communicate and integrate. That can lead to moments of frustration, but also opportunities for growth. Many expats who commit to learning Spanish find that their entire experience transforms, opening doors to deeper connections and a richer cultural understanding. Still, not everyone is prepared for that learning curve, especially in the beginning. And depending on your mindset, this challenge can either become your biggest obstacle or your most rewarding breakthrough. You'll want to know the other challenges Americans face in the Colombian lifestyle, which makes them question if it's worth their trouble. Trust me, it all seems simple until a single piece of paperwork turns into weeks of waiting. In Colombia, bureaucracy can be one of the more frustrating realities for expats. Whether you're setting up a bank account, signing a lease, or applying for a visa, processes often move slower than expected. The Colombian migrant visa, for example, is a common pathway for long-term stays, but it can involve multiple documents, appointments, and unexpected delays. Even simple administrative tasks may require several visits, extra copies, or navigating systems that aren't always straightforward. Compared to the more streamlined digital services many Americans are used to, this can feel overwhelming at first. Administrative processes can require patience and flexibility, and a willingness to adapt your expectations. Those who learn to stay calm and persistent usually get through it just fine, but it's rarely quick or easy. And for many expats, how you handle this challenge can shape your entire experience living here, for better or worse. You might be amazed by the beauty of Colombia, but then reminded that not everything works like back home. Infrastructure in Colombia varies widely from city to city, and even neighborhood to neighborhood. In major cities like Bogotá or Medellín, traffic can be a daily challenge, with congested roads during rush hours that test your patience. Public services like water, electricity, and trash collection are generally reliable, but occasional interruptions aren't uncommon, especially in smaller towns or older neighborhoods. Even something as basic as internet access can vary. While most urban areas have fast, stable connections, more remote locations may struggle with slower speeds or inconsistent service. Compared to many U.S. cities where infrastructure tends to be predictable, these differences can catch new expats off guard. Adjusting to these variations requires flexibility and a sense of humor. For many Americans, understanding and accepting these differences becomes a key part of adapting to life here. And an important reminder that paradise often comes with small trade-offs. What we reveal as the real advantage of the Colombian lifestyle might, once and for all, decide for you whether moving to the country is worth the effort. Most Americans move to Colombia expecting one thing: a lower cost of living. But after a few months or even weeks, many expats realize something unexpected. The biggest advantage isn't just affordability, it's the lifestyle to cost ratio. In Colombia, your money doesn't just cover the basics, it lets you live in ways that would be far more expensive back home. You can enjoy dining out at local restaurants, travel into nearby cities or beaches, and maintaining a rich social life without stretching your budget. Because of that, daily life feels more enjoyable, not just cheaper. It's a subtle but powerful shift. It's not about spending less, it's about living more with what you spend. Cafes, music, dance, and weekend adventures suddenly become part of your everyday life, not just occasional treats. And that's why many Americans who come to Colombia for a short stay end up staying far longer than they planned. For Americans seeking a more affordable, exciting, and fulfilling lifestyle, Colombia remains one of the top choices in Latin America. If you're considering making the move, check out the links in the description to explore your options.